wish George was here.
That's in YouTube.
George can figure this out. I gotcha. Yeah. Okay, let's get started. So yeah, so this is the Beefy Show, and here we are going to dispel any sort of rumors. We're going to talk shit. We're going to tell people not just what is working in SEO as of 3 days ago, but what's going to be working in the future as well. And a few interesting things have happened. I don't know if you've something that I noticed this morning. I had to go into search engine land to actually get the I guess the confirmation of this, but I did see some fluctuations today on some of our sites, and lo and behold, on search engine land and some of the sites that I'm monitoring too, it is a spam update.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So of course, we don't really know what's going on until this actually becomes, until it actually starts rolling out to more and more sites. We get more and more data, but usually these spam updates target one of two things. It's low quality like mass generated content, what they call quote unquote low quality, and to a lesser extent links. From what I'm seeing here, I couldn't really tell what the connections were. So I'm thinking, because Google still is, here comes Josh. Google still is not great at what they consider like low quality content and stuff like that. So what I'm thinking is this is just some sort of a cover for some of the engineers in their mom's basement who might have like tripped over a cord or something, right? Like what happens sometimes. Because think about it,
what did I drop into? Now let me try to guess. How did this start? I started with, this is just a something for engineers living in their mom's basement tripping over a cord. Now, here's a fun game. What was the beginning of this sentence is what I'm wondering. Let's just let me wonder. I'm just going to wonder about it for a while. Keep going.
Yeah. So yeah, this will be a spam update that doesn't seem to really have any rhyme or reason. It's something that I noticed early this morning.
Did you say Ryan or reason?
Yeah, exactly. Ryan or reason.
No rhymes and reason. That goes very well together. Actually, there's no rhyme or reason to it.
I have purpose, I swear. Yeah, spam updates always make. If you're an SEO and you hear a spam update, and your butthole probably will do this, because it's like, are our tactics still going to work? Spam updates are pretty much, I think, just the normal core updates now of them refining to make sure content is for their users. So I'm always like for them because it winds out the weak and only the strong get through. But yeah, I guess I took that away from you, Josh. It was the first of that sentence was there's spam updates rolling out.
Spam updates. Yeah, I saw that. My group has already been talking about that.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it doesn't really seem like there's any really rhyme or reason as far as what's going on. For example, like I don't know how to do this without really giving away my stuff, but I'm looking at the peptide site right now, which is literally AI generated. It's completely 100% using our methods, which, by the way, I'm in the process of creating the content creator to go into labs, and that should be done by the end of the week. Yeah, no kidding. So you can take all the keyword research you do in a keyword agent, pop it into the content creator, and it'll create the content for you. So, for example, for the peptide site, which is 100% scaled content, AI content, Ryan, Josh, you guys have seen this before, literally nothing has happened except stuff has gone up. So this time last week, we were at an average of position 18, and now we're at average position 9. So we saw a big boost for this quote-unquote spam update, which Google's all saying, you hear all these white hat nerds and shit talking about scaled content, you can't use AI content and stuff, but really, if we're doing this correctly, this is what happens. You get rewarded. So spam update is not really, this is what I'm saying, like Google does not really know what's going on with its own algorithms. This is just some nerd in the basement tripping over, some fucking cord or something, or like spilling their juice box all over the keyboard, and then trying to spin it as a spam update. And think about all the scaled links that we do too, with like SEO Neo, with Josh, with the method that you just proved the other day, which we have been spamming to death for a while. None of these are being hit by these spam updates, right? So Google doesn't even know what spam is. What Google tells us and what they do are two completely different things. We prove this time and time again. Because the peptide site is even a YMYL site, which I have been told time and time again, oh, you can't use AI, you get to human written content, blah, 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 blah. But if you do it using our method, you know, you're going to get bumps, right? Even if you're using scaled content.
Yeah, if I were to allude, I won't say like the exact ways of how the methods work, but the biggest thing with AI and writing AI content is that your AI content is only as good as the data that powers it. I can't just go and say, write an article about Kyle, because which Kyle? You know, what's Kyle great at? Who's the audience this is written for? These are core things that writing should have, especially when you're writing for marketing. The way that the articles are rewrite are sourced from the discourse that is happening online, and also the gaps in knowledge that are missing from the discourse, whether it's from Reddit, Google rankings, the review sites, Yelp, you know, Web 2.0, I was like all that stuff. There's a whole discourse that exists on the topic, and AIs now can kind of go and sift through that and make sense of items. And if you hit all that correctly, which is not easy to do manually, guess what? AI is going to save you hours on that. Because if you were to do that yourself, you'd be spending a month on one article. So you have to use AI if you're going to keep up with the pace. If not, go buy a sign and wave it at a corner of the business you're marketing. That might attract some more people. But the fact that people are saying you can't use AI content when the businesses that we're marketing on are fucking AI based, that's horseshit.
And the ranking system that ranks it is AI based.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah. What's that saying? If it smells like
it
if it smells like the next,
like a duck.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, quacks like a duck. It's a duck, right?
If it smells like a duck. What does a duck smell like, right?
Yeah, how many ducks are you sniffing up there? I mean, I know you live out in the sticks. There's got to be more things to do than just go around capturing and sniffing ducks.
I mean, I'm not sure what a duck smells like, you know, when it's alive, but it smells pretty delicious when you cook it.
That's true.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. Golden. I still want to go and try Peking duck. I haven't tried that yet.
Really? That's just like on every like Chinese restaurant menu down here in Southern California. Do you guys really don't have that up there?
We have it in some places. I don't think we have anywhere in Nanaimo that does it.
You guys got to come down to California. Come down to Orange County.
Yeah, in all honesty, California is probably more multicultural than Canada now.
Probably. Well, as we saw in Keyword Agent, you know, give us English plus Spanish plus Vietnamese.
Correct.
Down here, and you know, so, like I can walk a few blocks to south of me, and it's Spanish speaking. I can walk a few blocks north of me, and it's Arabic speaking. I can walk a few blocks east of me, and I'm in middle of Little Saigon. If I go between Little Saigon and Little Arabia, I'm in Koreatown. Like it's pretty amazing, like how multicultural it is down here. To be to be honest and stuff. Yeah.
I like it. Yeah. So, spam updates, they're happening. If being that it's happening, they'll take, you know, a couple weeks to roll out. What would you guys suggest that people do in the midst of an update such as this? What are best practices? What are worst practices?
Yeah, nothing. Just let it roll out. Because at this point, Google already has all the data it needs. Doing something now is not going to help you while the update is rolling.
I like that. That's like when your Apple Maps is rerouting, you don't just start taking left and right turns. You pause.
You just keep going. Yeah, exactly.
You gun it and get further away from where you were previously.
Yeah. I mean, Apple Maps is probably taken to the wrong spot already, but that's another conversation.
Yeah. I'm looking at my pure AI spam site, and it went down only on average one spot. And this is pure AI spam. Like it's just like I told ChatGPT to create 100 articles, slam them all into a WordPress site, and then that's it with a spam update. So I mean, really, like. I mean, you can't trust Google. They have no idea what's going on.
I can check my pure spam pages here.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're fine. The test I did just proved yesterday. We found a way to, how do I say this in a white hat way? We found a way to help the AI understand, the AI overview and the AI mode understand.
No. This is the Green Hat channel. We are openly hostile to white hat nerds out there. Just say what you feel, Josh.
We found a way to help read Incept. the AI to understand its query fan out or its vector entity kind of background information in ways that we thought we were surprised that would work, or still I was surprised would still work. Even though the update's going on right now, it's just fine. So let me check different.
Can I put somebody on blast for this one?
You should definitely.
You're asking for permission on your own channel.
Well, Ryan, it's one of your old clients.
Uh-oh.
Up in Sacramento.
He's like, well, maybe not actually. Hold on a second.
Up in Sacramento, they went down 22 spots.
Okay.
I'm still tracking them. Yeah.
Yeah, I still check with them too. There's a lot to that. I don't think their site has been. I know who you're talking about. I love the owner of that company. He's a great guy, and they're always trying their best. They built a custom site, and I know that the content probably still on there is probably the content I did like 3 years ago. So I'm not surprised that it's fallen down. They never pulled any leads through organically, unfortunately.
I'm willing to bet they did. They just didn't track it properly. There
was definitely issues on like the sales side and stuff, and that's a really good like point. You know, they're a business to business company. We did a lot of effort in marketing, but there was times when we found like, messages on the chat weren't getting back to right away, or they didn't really quite have the sales funnel. And in their particular industry, because, the people that go after already have that service, it's like, and I'm being vague here just out of respect for them, because I do have a lot of respect for the people there.
Yeah.
But it's just that, when your sales cycle is so long, you definitely need some sort of dialed sales process to stay top of mind. And that's one of the biggest things, like essential, like business essential companies. Like if you're a lawyer who's on retainer for business litigation, if you're in IT support, if you're doing, I don't know, if you're doing like retention where you're bringing in employees for a company, those relationships with companies require consistent touch points. And sometimes you have to have a hard conversation with a client saying, look, I'm willing to do this for you, but I can only work as hard as your sales teams does, because it's going to fall short. And what's going to happen is that because you're typically the outside guy marketing, they're going to be like, where's all our leads? And the ones that do come in and need to be dealt with like bueno right away. That's not even what bueno means, but I'm saying it.
Right. And then this goes great into what we were going to be talking about, which is, because somebody on the last live stream that we did was talking about, how do you get started in SEO? How do you monetize? How do you, get your, how do you break into SEO and make money doing this? Right. So it's not as simple as just like, freelancing, going Upwork and shit like that. But part of this, you stay off Upwork. But part of this is knowing how to show how your efforts are turning into leads. And tracking is one of those things that a lot of SEOs really don't do well. Right? It's the full funnel marketing. Right?
If you're an SEO, you're probably only thinking of your marketing and its breadth of your screen that you're looking at on your computer. Most people don't think about going, shaking hands and getting involved in teaching. The problem with search marketing is that there's more people who've been burned by bad practices than people who have made wins. Yep. And so if you're just getting started, I would say the best thing to do is to get your personality out there. Whether you're talking just about things you have done, whether you're going to local meetups to talk, shop with businesses, you basically need to get people to believe that you're a good person and that he'll do right by me because he has good ethics. And then hopefully they'll sign a contract with you. When I first started, I wouldn't accept payments till the month was done, because it was less of a risk for the client. And obviously I delivered the work, they pay. We're at a point now where like if someone signs this, they pay for the service, the month that it's happening. So it's always like pre-billed. But you just have to get out there and talk to people. You might even find someone that you do it for free once or twice. You get them some wins. Now you got a case study. Case studies can be a really good golden ticket to getting leads because you've done it. The proof is in the pudding.
Yes. Yeah. Case studies tend to convert well, tend to have people's interest. Building in public, it's the same. It's basically a case study, same kind of a deal. There was lots of ranking boosts for people who are doing experiments, or whatever you want to call them, like expert.
Mhm.
We did 12 studies of blah. We bought 12 X's, or we tried it 12 times.
Right.
That kind of a thing. The problem is a lot of people started trying to fake that, try to say that they did these studies when they never have. And I'll just tell everyone right now, Google isn't like that. You're going to need some proof that you actually have done these studies. A YouTube channel, if you actually
Right.
did it.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe images would work. We're not sure on that one.
When you make false claims, that could almost be called spam.
It almost could be called spam.
Hey.
I mean, that's the reason why our AI content is not hit as spam, because one, we're hitting all the metrics for what I call the sheet, the semantic keywords, helpful keywords, experience keywords. We did these studies. Here's the proof. Expertise keywords. The God rest his soul, Bill Slosky, who popularized the mountaintop algorithm, right? So it's not just what people say; it's what the people say who are experts, is what the experts say at the top of this particular vertical, which is different per vertical. It's different per section of the knowledge graph, wherever you're in that matrix. Yeah, so again, semantic, helpful, experience, expertise, and they speak with authority. You ever notice the difference between someone who knows a topic and speaks with authority, speaks with these more rarefied concepts, obviously, even sometimes a little bit of jargon thrown in there. You can tell the difference between an actual GP talking about medicine and, some podcaster who just wants to sell you their magic or something,
Some white mom on TikTok.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, hold on a second. Somebody went to school for 6 years for this, and somebody did not. I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm just saying they talk different, right? And that's something that Google, whether we agree with the elitism, the supposed elitism of that, Google does. You better believe that the double or triple PhDs, literally, look at the Google senior engineers and their accreditations. Some of them are double or triple PhDs, or 2 PhDs to the postdoc.
Yeah.
That's not fucking easy to do. But anyway, whether you agree with that or like that or not, or you turn your nose up at that, or you think that's important, they think it's important, right? They are from the academes, and they will prioritize people
100%.
from the academes, and people who talk in the way of the academes.
And sorry, to add to that, they understand how to verify information. Typically, the challenge with developers isn't that they don't know how to, what makes something, the correct sources, is trying to weed through all the shit online to isolate those sources accurately. That's what they're working towards each time. And when I hear a spam update, I think they've probably found another way to connect the dots a little bit better, right? To make sure that what people are saying is accurate. There's continuity in the statement across the online discourse. That's almost like what the new spam updates are now. It's not necessarily keyword density. It's not that I'm using, too many exact match queries. That's like spam updates from eons ago. If you're looking for those spam updates, drive faster in timeline and get up at speed. It's more about now making sure what you're saying is accurate. If I put on my tinfoil hat, 100% believe that with all the online discourse, people complain about services, leave reviews, that they kind of have a knowledge graph on what consumers want, what buyers want. And when someone writes those exact needs, it connects to that. And so we're kind of going full circle in marketing, where now it's not for the AI engines. It's kind of about really knowing your audience. Every spam update's a little bit closer to that full circle.
There's direct corroborating evidence in the leaked Google API documentation. That 7,000 page, 43 meg PDF. It wasn't originally a PDF. It was a GitHub repo that they had private for Alphabet employees that they accidentally made public for 2 days. And oopsie doopsie, we got the copy of it. And it's a huge. It's 7,414 pages long, or something stupid like that. It's got tens of thousands of different API calls you can make across the entire Alphabet company, including Google Search. And one of them was a knowledge graph for people. Hands down, definitely, for sure. So that definitely is corroborated. That claim is definitely corroborated in that big document, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and these are things that people are missing. Like every single time you go to these, you go to these idiots on like RSEO and all the related subreddits on Reddit, and everybody's like, oh, I can't rank my site. I got hit by the spam updates. And everybody's like, well, how is your EEAT? Did you use Surfer to write your content? And I'm just saying, I got banned from those subreddits just for calling people out, but it tears my hair out because everybody's still thinking like, oh, you just need to write better content. Like, I still get people talking about stupid fucking things like, oh, the moving man method to get links, and oh, you need the skyscraper method and stupid shit like that. And what they're completely ignoring the fact that on page, you got one single document is a much, much, much smaller part of what Google's looking at now. It's looking at, do you have a core topic on your website? Are you being seen on all these other third-party platforms? Is the author of this document or associated with their site, do they have their own knowledge graph? Do they have their own knowledge panel and shit like that, right? So going forward, basically the thing where Google really is looking at quote unquote spam and not just do you have enough entity density and stupid shit like that.
We have a question in the YouTube chat.
Oh,
I just went and opened YouTube on another tab and muted it and watching the chat.
Nice.
All right, from Alan in Bruner. I might have said that wrong. 6658. Hey, Kyle, are you still running a paid SEO community? Your website seems to be down.
That hasn't been a thing for years because I got sick and tired of running a community. Join Josh's. Josh, you want to plug yours?
Sure. Sure. Yeah. Join mine. Kyle's also in there. So it's tomato. Yeah. No. Go ahead. Email me. Join mine. I'll put my. Actually, I have a new website. Try signing up and let me know if it works. Actually, I have a new website here.
You want to post that in the chat? How do we do that?
Yeah, I will. It's underground. Well, let me see. What is it? I literally just made this. So I have to find it and make sure. I will put it in there. I need to find it and make sure it's in there.
We'll put it in the description too when this is all done.
Yeah. I just registered. There it is. undergroundseouniversity.com. Here it is. Here, I'll put it in the chat. Faculties. No, that's not how you paste things. That's how you paste things.
There we go.
I know computers. There we go. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for that.
So sign up and let me know if it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, email me. My email is also on there. Email me at Josh. It just goes all to my email anyway. There's no automated signups. I vet every single person who joins because it's a close-knit group, a close-knit community. Obviously, we want to keep the wrong people out of there,
Right.
And we want to share the knowledge as liberally as we can to help people crush their SEO. I've been testing for 15 years, and for the last 10 upwards, round up 10 years, we've been testing in there. We've had tremendous success. People in there have had amazing success.
Yeah, and if you remember what we were doing with Google Sheets and modified driving directions and stuff a couple years ago, we found a way to make it even better just this past week, and
Yes.
other methods to really supercharge that one. Ones that we had kind of thought about for a while and kind of proved empirically that they work and how they work and stuff. Yeah,
That there cannot be understated. If you're serious about making money online, you're not going to do it from reading blogs about, from big influence on it. You want to get as close to the research as you can. That's just the gold standard. And it will set you apart from other SEOs in practice. When you know exactly what makes the things move, you build processes to kind of, I don't know what's the word for it, I don't want to say like spam those, but like you get efficient at doing operations to highlight those signals. And so by the time it typically is reaching blogs and people are reading and people are writing about it, you are behind the curve on that. You've waited for that to go through discourse and get to those points. Get right to the research. And the best research typically isn't shared publicly. Kyle and I were saying this the other day where we've been using AI to write content since 2021, Kyle? Like
it was like 2020. Yeah.
Yeah, when we were working with B&G, that's when we started. I think that was 2020, just before COVID hit.
Yeah, we scaled that. Man, we spammed the shit out of that. That was awesome.
Yeah, and today, some people are like, we're just starting to use AI in writing. Well, welcome to the party. It's been going for a minute.
Welcome,
dude. Oh my
God!
When I was up in Vancouver, I was getting, I told you this, right? I was getting pizza with this guy, and we're talking about SEO. I was like, oh yeah, because he couldn't figure out. Yeah, my German Shepherd's annoying the shit out of me. So he was doing PPC. He'll chase some puke. He was doing PPC. He couldn't get this PPC to work anymore, so he's doing local SEO now. So I was like, oh yeah, if you have any questions, let me know, whatever. I'll be happy to help. And he was like, oh yeah, I'm doing White Spark, and I'm getting citations and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, but if you really want to this to work, you gotta use CTR, use these methods and stuff, structure your content this way. Use SEO Neo. Stop spending $500 on a guest post and expecting something to happen. Use SEO Neo, get all that content out there, right? And he's like, bro, man, you go to your client site and they're okay with it. That's all black hat stuff. You need to go right for Google's terms of service. You need to be totally white hat. I'm like, okay, buddy.
They're too busy making money to give a shit about the links.
Exactly. And he's like, no, you're going to get your GBP suspended. And it's like, I've been waiting 10 years for my GBPs to be suspended. This isn't going to happen. It's just white hat copium. It's just white hat copium.
Quite frankly, I'm not entirely sure why people like to wear the white hat as a badge. Everyone needs something to believe in, so I'm not blaming them from that perspective. But I agree completely, of course, Kyle, with the practical perspective that it does not help anyone to get a vaguism from a Google employee. Just make good content. Okay, well, what does that mean? What does good content
for people
mean? It's far too vague to be actionable. It's just far too vague to be actionable. And so we as consultants are doing something unethical. We're doing our clients a disservice if we don't get a better idea maybe of what good content is and how to most efficiently produce it and prove we can get the rankings and then get them the rankings, right? Our job is to pay for ourselves as soon as possible, right? If I'm charging someone $500, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 a month, my job is to make that money back for them, and then so that they can keep paying me. It's completely selfish on that end too, so that they can pay me. But I've justified it. But I've justified my value. I've justified my being there. That is my job. If I'm not making the money go up, and now every website's different, but I'm going to say something controversial. You guys disagree, by all means disagree. But for me, in most cases, there is no problem getting rankings boosted in a month. There is no problem at all getting rankings boosted in a month. Every website's different. Some are huge. Some have huge problems. You need to rebuild the entire website, and the CMS is broken, and the server is serving a 500 error every second.
Yeah, like in a perfect world, you could absolutely do it in a month with maps rankings if you do it properly. Literally, for some. In maps, again, for some, all they need is a little CTR boost. So you fire up Agency Assassin, and I have literally, on multiple occasions, literally seen GVPs who are stuck at 4, 5, 6 in their 5-mile radius. They've gone as far as they could with their white hat consultant who just did on page and optimize the GVP and shit. And as soon as I fired up Agency Assassin, literally within a couple of days, they're in the map pack, right? I mean, I don't see the problem there. It's working.
I sometimes find the pure White House approach is too righteous to make wins. It's more like, it's a proudism of, we went and got this really great link and it's on this, great site, but it took them a month and a half to get that. That's not going to move the needle for your clients. If Josh, I totally agree. I wouldn't disagree that you can make wins in the first month. I think the last 2 clients that we've started working with, they've said, hey, we've gotten 10 leads. It's almost instantly after starting with you guys. And it's great. You just typically what you do when you audit the site is you look for the lowest common denominator. What can we fix, or what's the lowest, whatever that's saying, the fruit with the lowest jacket need it.
No, I typically go through local lately. I have done local. I've done a ton of local.
Yeah.
I know you guys pretty much focus on local, but you do some global as well. I'm talking mostly global. And global, it's very easy for me to go, okay, fire up my very good and very non-spammy AI content generation machine and just pump out some good content, put it on their site, and then once something is SEO'd properly, suddenly it starts singing, and they're like, oh wow, oh, you got me this new traffic, you got this new stuff going on. And so it's not usually, to be honest, it's not, to be fair, it's usually not that hard to get responses in the first month. Or if you, I have a new forensic tool called SEO Diagnostics. It shows you how to, and again, this is not just the pump all Josh's crap show, but the point is there are SEO moves you can make that just take 5 minutes to fix. It's 5 minutes to fix this title tag, It's 5 minutes to fix this meta description. It's 5 minutes to de-optimize where you've over-optimized on these H2 tags. You know, boom, 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 boom. If you have there's some pages that are like, we call them low-hanging fruit. They're on page 2, bottom of page 1. You can get them popping up into the traffic stream.
100%.
And those are the ones you should probably look at first, again, to justify your cost, right? To show everybody, hey, there's a reason why you hired me. Here is it. Look, I made these results, and I've paid for my salary. Now we can keep going, and now maybe we could do some of the longer redesign
100%.
things we might need to do, or content management, fixing this or that. Because SEO, interestingly, SEO is kind of this weird job between web designer, developer, and marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you have to fix the marketing side completely. Your circle is way over on that side, or sometimes you're way over on this tech side, having to fix some of those tech stuff.
Right. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. I mean, I mentioned before, you know, so we started publishing, you know, I started really doing SEO on the peptide site on the 16th. And let me see if I can show this, let's see, without giving too much away. Let me see. Okay, can you see my screen? Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah.
So look at this. Like, this is literally a brand new site. It's only been live for two and a half months, less than 3 months, in the peptide space, which you've talked to any, you know, white hat SEO, like, oh, I'll give it 9 months to a year to start getting traction and stuff. But if you do things properly, and you do our on-page process, right? You run SEO Neo, you do all the off-page stuff to start telling AI and Google about what your site is and does. This is what you can do. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's easy. There's no white hat, you know, bullshittery to be had here. This is all gray hat. This is green hat SEO. This isn't white hat. This isn't black hat. This is just shit that makes money, and this is how you do it. And like I said, you know, he's just over the moon. Like, he's making money hand over fist now in this space, which, you know, in the keyword agent, when we ran that keyword, it was like $1 million a month that you could possibly make with peptides, which I know for a fact you can do, because there are other people in that space making the money. In fact, one, Peptide Science has just shut down. They're making multiples of that in peptides every month, right? Which is my subtle way of trying to bring this back to what I want to talk about, which is how you make money using all this stuff. Right? Like, we can sit here and just like, oh, we're so great and stuff, but, you know, at the end of the day, none of this really matters, like, unless you're a hobbyist doing SEO, in which, you know, God help you, like, there are masochists everywhere. But really, what we want to do is not just make money for the clients, but for ourselves too, right? And in the last live stream we did, there's that one guy asking, hey, how do I get started in SEO? How do I start getting clients, right? How do I just get my foot in the door? And I think Ryan and I have two different approaches to this, right? I think this is where we get to like the white hat, green hat part, right? So Ryan, do you want to go over like how you get your clients and what you do?
So I typically get referred business now, which is nice. It's typically through some sort of means. I don't think I've ever gotten like an actual lead from like an online forum. It's just been through good word of mouth. When I was in my early years of marketing, it's going on like, oh my God, 10 years ago now. I knew that I needed something where someone would, you know, trust me to do the work. And so I first went out and found a local business who let me market them. I didn't charge them a thing, but I got them some wins. I also was able, through my school at the time, to get a project through a government, like it was a township, so I was building for a government site, which showed a lot of like trust in that. And so that's kind of what got me going. And then as I was learning, getting better at refining the task, I just got people wins, and then I started selling by these people getting wins. That was typically how I've done it. I wouldn't say that's the most optimal way, but if you're just getting started and have like zero notoriety, that's a great way to do that. Find some people who you can maybe do some work for. Maybe your first one might be for free, so you get a case study. Go out, shake many hands, eyes in front, learning people about you. I wouldn't necessarily say that's like the best way, and not how I can plan to continue to do it. But that's how I got started.
Yeah, I mean, Josh, what about you? Like, how did you get started? And then if you were going to start today, how would you start getting your first clients?
Wow, what a great question. So, I mean, so I've been doing this about as long as you have, Kyle, since the late 90s. I think we started before Google was actually a company.
Well, yeah, my first was Yahoo and like Lycos and stuff.
Yeah, Alta Vista,
Yeah.
web crawler.
So are you doing like, so were you doing like cold telegraph messages back then? Cold
No, no, I fully,
Faxes.
Yeah.
full admission, I was doing just general web design basically, and so SEO was filling out the meta keywords tag really. For clients, it wasn't. I will fully admit, and maybe buying a couple links here or there. It wasn't any more serious than that. Where I really started seriously getting into SEO was around 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, where I was the vice president of a software company for a short period, which was in the PHP CMS space. This is before WordPress. WordPress was a blogging software. And so we were ranking #1 for PHP CMS related queries. And so I really kind of cut my teeth on that. And then just did SEO marketing from there, many different in-house jobs and whatnot. And doing basically every kind of SEO that exists, from the sleaziest sites, payday loans, herbal Viagra, all those kinds of things, escort sites, all the way to, I take whoever wants to pay me, I do the SEO for, unless it's illegal or something. All the way to churches and not for profit organizations and whatnot. So how would I do it today? That's a really good question, because things are kind of changing. My answer from last year is probably different from my answer now. My answer from last year would have been more about, well, maybe you want to try to get on, try to find a community in which it's not too saturated. Good luck with that. And everyone else and their dog trying to sell SEO services at the lowest possible rate. It's more or less what Ryan said, starting up a YouTube, starting up your own social media, give people free help, build in public, give them free help, those kinds of things. And then try to sell yourself from there. Now, because it's so easy to build pages, and if you're like, I don't see it's that easy, Josh, well then wait, we have tools coming out. Tools will be coming out very shortly where this is going to be very, very easy.
Yep.
Where SEO's jobs are going to be like, okay, go SEO claw or whatever we're going to call it, and it just builds pages for you on whatever you need. When you get to that situation, I think even with the vibe coding we have now and the agents we have now, like for example, I have some data I could share on this latest update and what's been going on that I just coded while we were talking. While we were talking, I just coded this. I could have some data to share as to what has been happening and what's going on. Now it's so easy to code things. It's so easy to build things. It's so easy to hobble tools together, and or using people's tools who know how to do this, like we're doing this, and just using the tool and clicking a button and getting all the keywords you want, finding out what is easier and best to rank for. Again, not a sales pitch, honest to God, I would use a good keyword tool to find out all the niches you might want to make money in. You may not want to get clients. You might want to do peptides instead, or some kind of affiliate niche. Use exploding topics to find out what's huge a year before it becomes huge. Find affiliate companies in those, and then start building these pages out. And if they don't succeed, then you can rent these pages to people for a monthly income. If that doesn't work, you can sell them on Flippa, right? So it's this kind of multi-tier fallback kind of strategy. And then start looking at the keywords that are not too tough and doesn't have like giant agency that makes $10 million a month and can spend $1 million on links that you're competing against, and find smaller keywords with the keyword agent, and then rank for them, then build them up and rank for them. There is no better advertisement to your SEO chops than ranking for actual keywords and queries.
100%. Yeah.
And that might have been a little too labor intensive and maybe a little too expensive, maybe even a year ago, because you would have to buy more, maybe the occasional newspaper link here or there to maybe break through some of these things. And some of the more programmatically efficient way of doing SEO maybe wasn't quite as good, but with what we've just it's not fair you're asking me, because I know all this, right? So with all I've discovered in my group and all I know the tools I have had access to do, I'd say do it, use my group and use the tools. Use the knowledge that we just discovered and use the tools. Of course, I know that sounds very self-serving, but that would be my answer, is that it's now, my view has changed a whole, like pretty much 180 degrees. It's like, okay, well, now it's so easy to do SEO now, and it's not much risk of people doing negative SEO against you, or pointing you out to Google. that I'm going full, like, okay, I'm going to try to rank for everything, and I don't have to spend 8 hours a day doing SEO. I could let my SEO claw be doing this, you know, for whatever
100%.
the SEO agent do this for behind the scenes. I could have 10 different sites being built up at the same time, and have that being built. And because I chose the right keywords to begin with, it's going to be that much easier down the road of building those sites. So, and I'd say fuck Upwork, fuck the YouTube, quite frankly, fuck all those things. I mean, you still do YouTube, but not a lot of people like watching long form content. So you have to do shorts. We're going to cut all the shorts out of this, right? That's pretty much what you're doing. Podcasts, things like that. LinkedIn is still pretty good for SEO, so maybe LinkedIn would be the only social I would even really bother thinking of. But
yeah, I mean, if you're going, I mean, I would use LinkedIn if I was like trying to market to other SEOs. If you're trying to do like white label stuff, which is a great way to start, like if you want to start quick, do white label. But push back on that, LinkedIn I think is terrible if you're going after like local SEO or something like that. Like if you're going after like white label or affiliates, yeah, awesome, LinkedIn, because everybody's looking. The affiliate managers are looking at LinkedIn. But if you want to get like a local shop and rank them on maps, like LinkedIn is going to be a wasteland for you.
Facts.
Yeah,
Facts.
yeah, and I'll show a greasy way later of how to go get clients that need SEO and are willing to pay for it too.
Let's
wow, let's do that. I like greasy. Why are we waiting? Let's do it.
Well, we got a question here from in the comments here. So, thoughts on rank and rent in the AI era?
Oh, awesome! I'm actually doing that right now. Yes, rank and rent is so. Rank and rent was really hard for a long time. There is okay. If you want to do rank and rent, do it now. There is a new method going around to get GBPs verified. Okay, so you need to do it now, right? So it's not going to be cheap. Like you're going to need to drop, $1,500 or whatever just to get the GBPs. But if you get that down now and you start now, if you do it in the right niches and stuff, you get 5, 6, 7 GBPs. Imagine renting those out for $500 to $1,000 a month, or you can do pay per lead, which is harder. I don't really know if I would recommend that. Renting out is a lot cleaner and easier because I stopped doing rank and rent. I've told the story. I stopped doing rank and rent because I chose roofers, which is huge margins, big ticket items, but roofers are the worst salespeople and business owners on the planet. Like seriously, like think about how many of them are just like on meth and shit and just hire the meth head friends to go do their jobs and they never answer the phone. They wonder why they're not getting any leads. So it's just like, you know what, I'm just going to go do my own thing. But right now, find a GBP verifier. There's a method going around where you can absolutely get some verified. And then you don't even need to use WordPress anymore if you don't want to. Yes, you can use WordPress if it's easy for you, but honestly, the easiest way to do it now is just you can spin something up in Lovable if you want to. Just have your GitHub and then connect that to Cloudflare pages. And then there you go. You're gonna get super fast HTML, CSS sites served over Cloudflare. Really, that's
or Codex or Cloud
or Codex,
any vibe coder right to GitHub and GitHub to Cloud.
Yeah, like I would suggest Cloud. That's what I would be doing. Cloud code.
Yeah.
I love Replit personally, and it's a little bit more on the pricey side, but the designs it makes are quite nice. And I'm doing direct Replit. I've surpassed WordPress entirely. I'm doing Replit in time.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm like, fuck WordPress now. There's no reason to use it. I mean, think about, you got to pay for these page builders. Think of how bloated they are. Like Elementor is just awful now. It was good like when I started using like 2018. Elementor, Divi, there's no point in using any of those now. Just use Replit or Codex or Lovable or Claude Code. Write everything directly to a GitHub, publish it on Cloudflare pages. That's all you need to do. You get your GBP verified, and if you're doing it like what we're doing, as long as you're not choosing something like water, mold remediation or water damage remediation in like Orlando, Florida, which is super overly saturated. If you find the niches, which I've got a process to do, which I'm going to be releasing in Josh's group, that is how you can be making the money now. Yeah.
And while you're waiting to get your GBPs approved, build the sites out, find the keywords that people that have the most money on them, build the sites out. And like I like doing lawyers or real estate agents because they don't mind a cold call, right? because at some point you're going to have to cold call someone. That's what people don't say for rank and rent. At some point you need to cold call someone, but don't be afraid of the cold call, right? Because especially if you pick the right niche, because these are type A personalities who they do cold calling themselves so that they get it, and they know a good business deal when they hear it. So you call the lawyer, you look on page 2 for the lawyers or the real estate agents. You say, hey, I noticed you're on page 2 for this really important keyword. I've got this page ranking number 1, or it's in the AI overview or whatever, or I got the GPP for it, even better. I have these, you've been collecting leads the entire time, of course, because you have to appear like a real website. So you've been collecting these leads. You're like, okay, I've got 10 hot leads. I'm not a real estate agent. I can't sell to them. Do you want them? Just give them to them for free. And then, okay, great, sure, I'll take them. And then under the proviso that, great, if this works for you, then we could talk about you renting the page and you can take the leads, because I haven't, make it sound like he's doing you a favor, he or she's doing you a favor, right? Like I can't legally sell real estate in British Columbia. So you go ahead and take them. And I don't know about you guys, but the houses in British Columbia are stupidly expensive and the real estate commissions are stupidly high. And so they'll gladly pay you $2,000 a month, because one commission is like 40 grand for them. So that's like nothing. You could charge them $4 grand a month for if they're getting that many leads and they're selling one house a month. Easy.
Oh, easy.
100%.
Yeah, anything down here in Southern California. I'm in Orange County, and I think the average price in Orange County for the entire county, not just one city, for the entire county, if it's not $1 million, it's damn close to it. I think the cheapest place in Orange County to buy a house right now is Stanton, and I think that's $750,000 on average. So
expensive.
They're on the same prices around here. Slightly over, but
I would add, so when you're building these rank and rent sites, you still have to think about treating it like it is a legit business, leads coming in, but also citations, paying for reviews. Most things that fall in the spam filter now are because you didn't connect the dots, and Google's like, you're obviously not like a real business. So if you're doing like something that's local related, try and get some local citations in there. Maybe have a social media page that an AI agent is posting some simple stuff to. Make it look like it's, genuinely active and it's a real company, because that's kind of the mirage you got to keep up. Because if you don't keep that up, one of the spam updates could take that down, and then, you're out of that. So treat it like a real business.
What does every company have? They have a Facebook, they have a YouTube, they have an Instagram, right? Yelp, sure. Twitter, yeah, for sure. But you can have multiple YouTube channels, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all off of one phone number or one email. I mean, you can conceivably have 10 break and rent sites just off your phone, right? And if you have these 10 sites that are making $1,000 a month, that's 10,000 G's a month. And your outlay, like your hard costs, are 300 maybe for links and citations each month, right?
Biofusion Research. I think you were on our last call. He's asking how viable is that nowadays?
Very viable.
Josh says, yeah, you can. Got to plan it out. Sell the site if it does not work. Use Flippa.
Yeah, I presume he's talking about rank and rent. And that's the beautiful thing, is that you can always sell the digital real estate. And if that doesn't work and you still can't sell it, then you sell backlinks off the site. I mean, there's so many ways to monetize.
Yes, you turn it into, what you do is you buy one of those, we'll increase your DR gigs off of like Legit or Fiverr, and then you go list your stuff on some shitty marketplace like Adsy or like, those other ones, guestpostlinks.com. And then all of a sudden people are going to pay you, $50 for a niche edit on your DA70 site that gets 20 people a month or whatever, right? And sell one link, and that's paying for your hosting. One link and you're already in the black, right?
100%.
So
I would the question that pops in my head, and I'll ask you guys this: how important do you think is DR and DA now? Or sorry,
not at all.
Yeah,
because like I said, you can go on Legit or Fiverr, pay $20, and get your DR raised to 70 plus whatever in a month, or you can just do redirects off of Google domains, which is just how they're doing it. They just have a whole bunch of redirect links off of all the different Google properties, and then that artificially inflates your DR. That's why when I look at links, I look at TrustFlow, I look at how many keywords are ranked in the index, or they can check for off of Ahrefs or SEMrush, and I look at traffic too and traffic patterns. So like DAD, I don't really look at that. I look like, are they in my niche, right? are they getting traffic? I look at Majestic's TF because people still aren't manipulating that yet. So these are all the ones that I'm taking a look at when I'm buying links. Yeah.
So speaking of, we started with the spam update talk. So I've been coding this while we've been talking. I have in this database of my testing database, I have 19 million clicks in the database, 250 million impressions. The average CTR is 7.54%, and the average position is 9.35. So there's over 250 million with a B impressions I have in this SEO University complete study. And so I tried to see if we could find a footprint of this spam update happening, because with such a wide base, as you can imagine, we could start to see some patterns. So you guys, would you like it? Can I share the screen? You guys want to see?
Yeah, share it.
You may.
Let's see.
Do you have permissions?
Okay.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
Everybody should have permissions.
Let's see. Yeah, it looks like I do. Yeah. So like I said, I coded this up. I have the database, but I coded this particular query, if you will, up while we were talking. And then I had to strip out all the websites so that I'm not outing any particular websites. But as of March 24th, the freshest reliable Search Console data is March 22nd. So looking at the previous 6 days, March 16/22 to 9/15, this is the pattern. So we're starting to see a little bit of an actual pattern for this spam update, a very tiny little ripple. Clicks are down about 1.9% across, again, 250 million impressions. So this is statistically significant. This is not just 3 sites we're looking at. This is statistically significant. Clicks are down slightly about 1.9%. Impressions are up slightly about 1%. And CTR slipped from about 1% to 0.99%. And in the broader look of things, it says in the very short window, impressions are down 6%. So we're starting to see impressions go down from this update. But I find this pattern more interesting, quite frankly. What do you guys think when you see that?
When I see impressions go down, I think that you went up in your AI overviews. Sometimes that we just had a client who we got into an AI overview for a big term. And it was weird. They hit like spot 1, 2, but impressions dipped, but they also hit the AI overview. And so I don't think AI overview is counted in impressions. And so sometimes when you lose your impressions, you might be gaining actual views in the AI mode stuff. So that's what I would think.
With that GPT too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I think this is AI product releases. And I think that's why the CTR, the clicks would slide down and the CTR would slip. Yeah. It was only 1% this time, during this time period, across 250 million impressions. The CTR was only 1% across those impressions during this time frame, the last 12 days. So that tells you, tells me, holy shit, you need to be found everywhere. for first off,
right?
1% average CTR slipping down to 0.99. Those tiny fraction points matter. In terms of a little bit more data, in terms of what we can see here, again, stripping out any site names, the biggest real decline after that is a large content commerce site in a spiritual metaphysical niche. Its fall is gradual and broad, with clicks and CTR both sliding from October 25 to February 2026. So across this time period, it looks like more of a broad ranking erosion or weaker SERP appeal rather than a hard spam action. But the heaviest risk business models in the set are a directory top list, travel, transfer, lead generation, a parking comparison, and template heavy spiritual application content.
So like parking lots.
Yeah, you know, parking, something like nothing more on would do. Those are the sites I'd score around 5 to 10 on spam quality exposure. that also saw giant drops during this period.
You know, that's funny because if you listen to all the talking heads on YouTube, everybody talks about, oh, just make a directory. Oh, you're going to make 10,000 V's a month just with directory sites like best whatever and whatever. Like,
what?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, I'm serious. Yeah. Like
Directories?
On directory sites. Yeah.
Straight from 1997.
Exactly. Now, if you want to do a directory site, bump your DA up to 70, spend $20 and bump your DA up to 70 and start selling links on there. That's good. Cool. Do it that way.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes. You could make those sites all day long. You can make 10 of those a day.
Right.
And still have time to watch the view. Yeah.
We got some more questions in here. So from Alan Bruner, thanks, Kyle. Are you still using G-Site Genie or only SEO Neo for automated link building? And Biofusion asks, what are those?
Both. So SEO Neo for sure we're using that. G-Site Genie is being completely revamped now, but I can tell you for a fact that thing is bonkers good. That is going to be the best SEO, or that's going to be the best SEO software since FCS Networker. The ranking increases we're seeing there is crazy, and this is something that literally would take my VAs. I wrote the entire recipe out for them. It would literally take my VAs 8 hours to do what G-Site Genie just does with a couple of clicks.
Yeah. And it's more than just G-Site Genie. Based on our testing that we did this last couple of weeks, it's G-Site Genie. We know what you're talking about, but it's more. It's far broader and far more than that, and much more powerful.
Which is why we're
My jaw dropped, and this is not hyperbole. These guys know. I was quite surprised to discover what I discovered yesterday with one of these aspects of this tool you're talking about.
That's what we reviewed on Monday in your mentorship group, the Monday test, right? Yeah, that was wild. That had me speechless.
Yeah, so I did it again. I checked a couple more URLs. I've done another test, so we'll see against something battle hardened. So just to whet everyone's appetite. So remember back in the days when you could make up a town and make up streets in the town in Google Maps, and you could test Google Map rankings based on totally fictitious streets and towns and whatnot. We basically can do the same thing, but for all of Google. In a very specific kind of interesting AI answer engine kind of way. So we did something that was kind of easy to do, like making a town that doesn't exist. It's not too hard to rank in a town that doesn't exist because there's no competition. But now we're testing it against something that does exist, and we'll see how well we can inform the AI engine of the proper resources to be mentioned in those contexts.
Yeah, the fact that the assets created even influenced the engines was pretty wild on its own, because people are always like, those are separate systems. They don't talk to each other.
Oh no, they're for Google. They're entirely integrated.
Oh yeah,
it's not ranked, by the way. It is not retrieval augmented generation. ChatGPT definitely uses that. Perplexity definitely uses that. All the LLMs definitely use that. But AI mode and Gemini are not LLMs, not strictly. They use the Google content pipeline, the knowledge graph. They're completely married at the source.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. And again, this goes into how we were manipulating Google Sheets and stuff as well. Like that's back into play. Like that is going to be the new cheap way to rank GVPs. And I've shown case studies and stuff before, to where just one of the ways that we use G Sheets just would get you, like I did for one of the big ones that I shared was this pest control company over in Virginia, just outside of DC. So just using the G Sheet method plus some citations, we went from them ranking on average spot 15 in their 5-hour radius to spot 5 in a month, right? So we found a way to get it working again using a couple different tweaks. And so using this method should be part of everybody's TVP stack now, TVP ranking stack now, right?
You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. Yeah. Okay, we're getting to time. So do you want me to show you like the greasy way to go find clients?
Sure.
Let's,
Let's
before
get
we do,
greasy.
before we do that, I want to make sure that biofusion research. This question was asked. So, in simple form, GSite, Genie, and SEO Neo help use offsite assets to build tiered linking systems towards your target URLs. Helps you do it faster, quicker. You do it optimally. Obviously, these tools are only good as the person using them. You can't. It's not like a plug and play, but that's what those are.
Yeah, or they were. I mean, SEO
Yeah.
Neo still definitely is. The off-page agent that we're building is highly intelligent. Again, think OpenClaw, but for SEO, but good, not just something people cobbled together in a second.
Right.
Not an OpenClaw wrapper to use a GPT wrapper terminology, but something, a robust season system that plugs into other robust season systems.
Yeah, and how long has George been working on this? Like, he's been working on this for literally like a year, right? Yeah. So again, like there is a lot of development going into this to make it the best it possibly can be.
Yeah. I would say what will help. The one that he's making that's going to be on is the difference is that coming up with the content and internal links and what your anchor text should be, that's a leg up on its own. Like that's a lot of work to do. This incorporates that aspect of it, which will save time. You know, VAs won't have to be jumping on stuff. That's a big time saver to kind of make the big differences. So, Kyle, is it now to get greasy?
Let's do it. Okay, so this is, and I love doing this. This is a way to get SEO clients who are interested in SEO. You know, they have the money to pay for it, and they know the value of it. And this works best for local SEO just because, you know, that's what I've been doing for a long time. And it does take a little bit of maybe amoral actions and stuff, depending on how you think of this. To me, again, this is just green hat. This is just how you make money. So one thing that all these white hat SEO agencies do is they will put their links on their client sites, right? So for example, here is Camp Digital, which they're fine. They're kind of hit and miss. You know, I've seen a bunch of their stuff.
That is a busy homepage.
What's that?
That's a busy homepage design. What do I look at?
I mean, they're great at sales. I've seen a bunch of their stuff. It's hit and miss.
I like the colors, but it's just busy.
I mean, this should tell you exactly who they're playing towards. Like, this is our search engine land. Like, they're pure white hat through and through. So somebody using our methods is going to leapfrog their clients, which I have done every day of the week. So what these guys do is they will put their links at the bottom of all of their client sites. For example, here we go. So powered by Camp Digital. So what you can do is if you see a local company and you scroll down and you see something like this, powered by Camp Digital or whatever, what you can do is just take this, right?
I know what you're going to do.
And just see if it's even worth going after this, right? So see how many other websites actually
they actually gave you the challenge. What have you been doing?
The challenge, yeah. See how many other clients that they have. So you can do it this way if Google doesn't, So you can do it this way, right? And then you can literally go to each one of these clients and say, you know, hey, you know, I do SEO as well. Or you can just go to SEMrush and you can pop them in, or Ahrefs, and see exactly who their clients are. If you don't want to do it that way, you can go to Fiverr and pay $10 for an Ahrefs report, right? So the reason we do this is because we know that they are paying for SEO. They want SEO, right? They know the value of it if they are already in contract with a company like, for example, Camp Digital, right? So they have the budget, they have the want, they have the need. So these guys are primed for takeover. Now, how do you know which ones you actually want to go after? You can do it manually, right? So I just chose this one, Ryberg Plumbing, Waco. So let's see, where are they? So, well, I mean, where's their map embed? This is bullshit. Why don't they have?
Why is there no map embed?
Yeah. So what you can do is you can go to valentin.app, right? And you can say plumber in Waco, right? We'll do Waco GX. So they're paying for a spot right there. Okay, so they're right here. Cool. They're right here. Okay, I mean, so this one isn't doing bad. I'm not going to go through and find which ones are not ranking stuff. But really, all you got to do is you go through and see which ones maybe aren't ranking the map pack, aren't ranking in organic. It's especially good if they aren't doing that and they're paying for ads. Or you can go to local dominator and see exactly where they're ranking. So let's do Ryberg, Waco.
That's kind of one of the beautiful things about digital marketing is that no one's rankings are a mystery. You can run the tools on that and send it to someone and be like, hey, this is how you're ranking right now. If you don't think, I think I can get you to here, that will get you more business. People might just say yes to that. Like someone's rankings aren't a secret. You can pull that from any tool.
100%. And okay, there we go. So if we go to, let's see, one-time scan. So let's see, you can see here, there's some other ones here that I was taking a look at. I mean, you know, it's super easy to just do this in bulk. So we'll do plumber. So they're really good for plumber. Here's one that is a big ticket keyword, a big value keyword, emergency plumber near me, because this is someplace to where somebody has an immediate need. They are calling, their pipe burst, right? Their lawn is flooding. And look at this, emergency plumber near me, which is a high ticket, high value keyword. They're not in the map pack unless some trout has a problem with their,
the dam has a leak in it.
Right. So at least we call them up, be like, you send them this, be like, hey, I know this is a valuable keyword. You are literally not being seen in the map pack for anywhere except for the fishes. Do you want some help with this? And this is a place to where I would literally just fire up SEO Neo and fire up Agency Assassin, and you'll get this into the map pack in just a week or so. Right? So this is an easy way to go and snake clients away from people like Camp Digital. You know, these clients, like I said, are already paying for SEO. They already have the need for it. Or what you can do is go into like the keyword agent, right? So let's go to, you know, plumber in Waco, right? Let's go over here and let's see how they're ranking over here, right? So we'll do Ryberg plumbing. Awesome. We'll continue. Skip this. Custom keyword. Plumber. Go. Oh, perfect. Okay. Let's just do these. Okay. So while these are running, local search, language, Waco, Texas. Awesome. Let's do local. Yeah, let's just do local because it's going to be faster. So then what you can do too here is you can actually, and I guarantee you nobody else is doing this, you can actually take these reports, bundle that with the map, because if you see somebody sees a map like, oh, okay, fine, whatever, I'll just have Camp Digital do it. But if you can overwhelm them with data like this, you can show them, hey, you're not being seen in maps, right? You're not being seen in the AI visibility, wherever this went. I think I clicked away from it. There we go. Let's see.
I think you might have to set up your keywords.
I think I already did the keywords. Oh, nice. Yeah, keywords tracking for them. Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Then what you can do is you can be like, hey, if you aren't tracking these keywords, which we know for a fact are valuable, and if you aren't being seen for these keywords in the AI overviews, what is your SEO company even doing? If you want to be seen where people are actually looking, and for keywords people are actually looking for, dump the zero and go with the hero, right? This is how you snake people who are willing to pay for SEO away from their non-performing SEO agency. Still scanning. Like I said, I love doing this. Another way you can do it is you can literally put them on blast. You can go see the other videos I have on this YouTube channel even, where it's like, hey, I took a look at this GVP who is being serviced by this SEO agency, and look how they're fucking up, right? Then you just put them on blast, and then what I do in these videos is I just send them out to that company. Right? So look, we can see exactly how many keywords that these guys should be targeting and should be ranking for, like pipe repair, drain cleaning, affordable plumber, licensed plumber. You know, look at how valuable these keywords could potentially be. And then we'll go to here. No, that's not it. Let's see. Or was it? No, I lost SEMrush. Here we go. So let's look here and let's see exactly what they are ranking for and see if they're ranking for any of these keywords. Again, I'm doing this live, like I didn't actually look at any of this, so you know they could be actually ranking for this keyword, I don't know. But again, you could just pay the $10 and get a report for this client if you don't actually have an SEMrush subscription or anything like that. So it looks like they're getting a ton of branded searches from what I saw. Let's see, their keywords are dropping out of the index right here. So these are all things I would be mentioning. Let's see. So they're good for plumber in Texas. Let's see, emergency plumber, Waco. Yeah, okay, so look at this. Now let's see what other keywords I should be ranking for. Plumbing installation, affordable plumber, plumbing. Plumbing rates is a good one that everybody searches for. 24-hour plumber, Waco. Let's see if they are searching or if they're ranking for 24-hour plumber. 24-hour plumber, Waco. Okay, so 1593. Yeah, they might be ranking in the map pack. We have to actually go and take a look. But if they're ranking 15, I can almost guarantee you they're ranking directly over their location, but nowhere else in their 5-mile radius for this keyword. So these are things that you can go do your research and tell these guys, hey, you aren't being seen anywhere.
Yeah,
your client, your SEO agency is not showing you for any of these things.
Did that say that their homepage is ranking for the Waco term? Is the Waco city?
Exactly. Yeah, and look at this. Plumbing services, Waco, Texas. Let's see, they're not being seen in Claude, AI overviews, AI mode. So you can see, hey, why aren't you being seen anywhere here? Like, look at all the stuff that you're missing, right? These are keywords that you need to be pulling from here, popping them into here, and then you can show people, hey, you're not being seen where people are actually looking for. You're not being seen everywhere. What is your SEO agency even doing, right? So this is exactly what I would do and exactly how I would get clients today if I was just starting out. You just snake them away from people who are already charging for their services, but not performing how they could be. This is the easiest way to do it, because if you show people that they are not being seen, people are more motivated by a fear of loss than they are by the possibility to gain something. So if you show that you are losing out on these keywords, they're gonna ask for another call, or you're gonna get that second meeting. And this is how I would do it today. And this is still sometimes how I do it, right? Easy way to find people who are already paying for SEO, want SEO, know the value of it, right? So that's the easy way of doing this. Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, that's gold right there.
Yeah.
That's great.
I think so. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Are there any other questions or anything? I know we went a little bit over, but
somebody asked, "What's this show, bro?" And I said, "It's the Beefy SEO show."
And it is fire.
It is fire.
He says, "What kind of information you give on this show?"
The best kind.
You're looking at it. Well, I mean, yeah, go to check out Beefy everywhere, Beefy AI, whatever, on YouTube, wherever you're looking.
I'll grab that.
Yeah.
I'll grab that link.
But yeah, I mean, this is all what SEO really is now. It's no longer just writing a document, getting a document ranked. It's you need to be seen for all these long tail hidden keywords you're not going to find anywhere else. You need to be in all of the LLMs. And a big part of that is not just sticking some entities into a page. It's really writing for the entire Google ecosystem, the entire search ecosystem too. Like YouTube is a search engine, Reddit is, TikTok, it's all that. You just need to be seen everywhere. And you better believe that the people who are searching for these things on Google are also going to be searching and writing about these things on Reddit and stuff too, right?
Yeah, one of the audience, how people interact with the internet just over the years, because now people have been born and raised with the internet. It's like, some people multidisciplinary, they're multi-app use, they're multi-tool use. SEO, literally, you just had to worry about Google, maybe some Bing if someone was big in Microsoft, but it was mostly just Google. Kind of, you had to drink their wine or all that. Now it's everywhere, and so the aspects of being found and how you market people online, specifically for search marketing, needs to account for all these new avenues that people will go and find. ChatGPT, LLMs, Google AI overviews, those shorten the gap of people doing the research to pay for a service. And so now if you're not showing up on those, you're not going to get the actual business on the end of funnel stuff. What Kyle and I have found, or Kyle with the Nova site, whoops, I dropped the brand.
Well,
yeah. So with the peptide site that Kyle is working on, they started showing up in ChatGPT and LLM overviews, which didn't get you any search traffic, but because they did that research in there and liked what they heard, then they Googled the brand and wanted me to purchase.
And not only that, like I told you, we just started posting on LinkedIn like, which is another thing that we do. Like, I just started buying LinkedIn posts on other LinkedIn profiles. And I showed you that message he sent me less than 24 hours later after I started doing this. He started getting sales from LinkedIn, which is literally being seen everywhere, is what's leading to him growing his peptides company. Right.
And when we talked earlier about, you know, manipulating the online discourse, they take everything into account. That is an example of that in practice. Right.
Yeah, and I think LinkedIn is like the fourth most cited property now in LLMs. So if you're not being seen on LinkedIn, you're losing out on so much. Just
you're not
go.
LinkedIn if you're not being seen on LinkedIn.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
So go. I mean, there are ways where you can go and buy profiles and post on those profiles, right? And then you use and then you use that as a way to get cited in the LLMs.
And just think about it. Like, if you have let's say you have a blog post that's written about something, and then that also gets mentioned on like 6 different LinkedIn profiles, and then that also becomes a YouTube video, and then Mary, who's writing a blog down the street, writes something to refer to that, and then there's a news outlet and a Google review stating that. That is the discourse. If you just do the one page and the one link, nothing's going to happen. You have to syndicate out to these other areas where LLMs are citing and cooperating the information. Additionally, when it comes to protecting yourself from spam updates, it's that continuity across multiple platforms that will save you from falling.
I don't know. I'm gonna disagree like by 1%. I think if you do good keyword research and keyword agent, and you do the one page built properly in the tool we're going to make, or at least based on our strategies, and you do the one link of what we just tested recently, something could happen on an easy to medium
keyword. Yeah,
something could happen, but that's the point, is that it's not a black and white. It's that you got to try to push and do all these things to get the biggest possible reach in the biggest possible footprint. But if you choose your strategies properly in the way we've been talking about, I can get wins for a client in 24 hours in some cases, because it's just small, easy things need to get fixed that just their previous SEO didn't know, or they didn't know, or
just didn't do. Yeah.
Just didn't do. Yeah. I mean, there's a million reasons why bad SEO happens. It's not always anybody's fault. It's sometimes the client is a pain in the ass. And
it is sometimes people's fault. It is sometimes people's fault, because I'm serious, because how many people out there?
True.
And again, like I see that on like Reddit and stuff all the time, where, you know, some dipshit's like, oh, I got Yoast all green, but the client's, you know, their site isn't moving. The client's mad at me. What do I do? And first of all, you quit SEO if that's what you're doing. Like, you can go on exactly, like, or somebody's like, you know, I paid this guy $300 to rank my creative site. He got Yoast all green, but I'm still not seeing anything. Should I give another 6 months like you said I should, or?
Oh God!
So yeah, sometimes it is. Like, sometimes
waste
it is
another $1,800. Yeah, and you know the thing that is the most insane. The first thing you did is, okay, first off, go to Google AI mode and say, give me a list of the top 100 SEO agencies. Then you find their powered by link that they're all doing. Right?
There you go.
Or mentioned on a news. They're all doing PRs saying so and so agency is doing SEO for so and so giant company. Right? You're going to find their client lists. Then you call them up. They're all paying like $5,000 a month to those people, at least. In some cases, 10. In some cases, 10 to 15 grand. If you went in and if you pitched them only $1,000 a month, pay me $1,000. No. Tell you what, I'll do your SEO for a month. If you don't see gains, don't hire me. After that, my rates are a mere $3,000 a month. You will get yourself a $3,000 a month contract.
100%. Easy money. Easy money.
I just might do this, actually. I'm convincing myself of this. This is actually a good idea. I might actually do this.
100%. Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, do we have any other questions or anything before we? We're a little over 15 minutes over the 1 hour mark.
Ooh, we have a question. We have the Gods Plan 3350. He says, I have a product I can sell. I have a product. Can I sell it with the help of your application?
100%.
Yes. I mean, if you mean like SEO and organic ranking, yes.
100%.
Sure. I mean, all this is possible. Yes.
Yeah, and some of the tools that we're going to be dropping, I think, in the next couple of weeks here. I think Kai, you said the writer might be ready. Every time a new app comes out, the fees for the base subscription will go up. So if you're thinking about getting in, you can jump in right now. You can lock in the subscription, but 100% it can help you win that. If you think that your product is very competitive, then there is probably already a hole that you can fill in the LLM side, just like how Kyle did with the peptide site. So 100%.
Yeah, well, yeah, and the keywords and stuff that you saw the keyword agent pulling, I mean, especially for those long tail ones, like how many, I guarantee you there aren't going to be many people that are going to be targeting those. And like I said, you know that if somebody's searching for those, then they're probably searching for Reddit on those, on Instagram. And on top of that, if you go into Google and actually search for those and look at the results, you're going to see Reddit, you're going to see Instagram and stuff, but they won't always be completely 100% on the topic. So if you see Reddit or Instagram or TikTok or Pinterest or whatever ranking, but you know it's not really on the topic, and then you will go and create pages on those properties, you can steal their spots. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can make money if you're just a little creative about it now.
Yeah, that's a good point. Those platforms might be like artificially boosted up just because they have a lot of authority behind them, but they might be, you know, off on the vector, off on the topic. That's a really good call out.
Yeah,
that is
exactly.
fire.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, there's I love when people say SEO is dead or it's impossible to make money in SEO or whatever. Like it's not as easy as it was in 2015. It's not like you can fire up SES Network or you can spin some content and be making money, you know, vulnerable by aggregate. You just got to be creative about it now. And all the people who are dropping out of SEO and dropping out of affiliate marketing and stuff like that, awesome, perfect. There's less competition for you.
Good.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. So yeah, I mean, Ryan, I heard you pitching, plugging the products. Do you want to tell them a little bit more about what they actually are and what they do?
Yeah, I'll jump in there. Can I share my screen? Is the screen shareable?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I would
definitely.
love nothing more.
I'm just digging in deeper to this thing.
Yeah, as far as content creation, yeah, as far as content creation, like Josh, I'm sure you are going to be building this into your global content writer and building in more systems and stuff. So we're gonna have the global one. I'm most of the way through make the local one. When that's done, I'm gonna take everything I learned from ranking peptides and make a ecom product page for able to.
Yeah, I have a pipeline building. We've got a lot of really exciting apps coming out. We're going to have the complete life cycle. We've already got the keyword agent. There are going to be numerous on-page agents for local, for e-commerce, and just for general speaking. And then of course the off-page agent is coming, which G-Site Genie is a portion of the larger perspective. And then the creme de la creme, the crowning glory of all that, of course, is the SEO claw, if you will, or the SEO agent, where it's like, I want to make money doing this. Okay, great, boom, and it's gone. It's just doing things 24/7 for you, but not in a insecure. Oops, OpenClaw deleted all my hard drive, you know, or oops, OpenClaw signed up for 50 different domain names, which it didn't need to do, and it does do things like that, right? Like people don't realize that if you install OpenClaw and give it your credit card and all your accounts, which you need to do to have it do anything useful in SEO.
Have limits on those accounts.
Accounts. It is going to go do shit.
Yeah.
And sometimes it doesn't do, like it doesn't understand what's mission critical, as opposed to people who are making software just for SEO like we are. We know what's mission critical and it will always do what's mission critical. OpenClaw will often be like, oh, well, I couldn't make a website like you wanted me to on Dreamhost. And so I went and made a WordPress site and it has 3 pages, but no rankings. Oopsie. Like it's not. Its level of sentience is like a 2-year-old. Like it's not true. It's not that sentient, right?
It's a toddler who doesn't quite know how to connect the dots yet, but has access to everything.
It's like, I want to make money in peptides. Like, oh, okay, well, I couldn't get your affiliate site rankings, so instead I placed an order for $500,000 of peptides from China. Here's how you sell them.
Yes. Now, open the phone book and start on page 1.
Right.
Can you guys see my screen here? I don't know. Is it showing on the YouTube side as well?
Yes, I'm sure it is. Yeah.
All right, cool. So this is Be Found Everywhere, or as we like to call it, Beefy, because it beefs up your whole AI visibility. There are 2 apps currently on here right now. There's Keyword Agent, which you saw Kyle demo earlier. I'll go through it a little bit again. And there's Labs, which is the AI visibility tracker. So Keyword Agent, I absolutely love this tool. When it comes to starting campaigns, like if you're going after clients and I want to sign some people, this takes the legwork out of the first month. You basically give it a business type. So what's a business type I can think of right now? I'm gonna say, Kyle, you said it, I'm doing the roofers. Roofers in Nanaimo. You've been to Nanaimo. You get all types of people, and I'm sure you get all types of roofers as well. But we're gonna hit this.
Mhm.
So this agent actually goes out.
I miss Nanaimo.
You would miss Nanaimo if you moved here now. Still.
I see. The Nanaimo I remember is not there anymore.
Yeah. So what's cool?
So there's no French spoken on this part of Canada?
We're so far away
Western
from
Canada.
Quebec. Yeah.
There is French in Nanaimo, but hardly any. Hardly any.
You don't have. Yeah, if you were to call businesses, they're speaking English. There's no like Duolingo stuff like that. So anyways, you put in the name, and if we were using a different area, like if I did this for Vancouver, you would see like Cantonese and a bunch of different languages in there. So we'll detect what languages are there. For this, I'm just going to do English. There's the location. You can pick if you want local, global searchers, or both. For this demo, I'm going to have both because there's some things that I want to show you guys on the keywords that comes up. So we're going to hit launch. It's going to create the report. And normally, when I would do this, when Kyle does this, when Josh does this, before the AIs are built in, it takes a couple hours to build a really solid keyword plan, one that is going to drive revenue, to taking out the ones that are not worth it, finding the ones that are good for LLM citations. That takes time. This has already found 60, and I haven't even finished my sentence. So let's scroll down and take a look at this. So you're going to see that there is kind of ones that you will obviously think, okay, roof installation, roof maintenance, metal roof, cool. All these other data points will get filled in a second. We're going to look down and scroll to some other options. Yeah. So look at that, Departure Bay. So Departure Bay is a neighborhood in Nanaimo. There's a
lucrative one.
Yeah, very lucrative one. There's no other AI agent when you give it a city that looks for like areas like neighborhood areas in it. Like if I put Vancouver Island, which is the island that me and Josh live on, I call it Canada's Hawaii, it would actually come up with all the cities because it has the logic to think, okay, they're on the island, here's all the cities, here's the neighborhoods. So it finds this stuff. Something like this, like roofers in Nanaimo open now, that would be something that someone would put in an LLM. Like I need a roofers open, or I'm looking for a coffee shop that I can go and have a coffee at. And if you write a page and make content for that, you'll show up in the LLMs.
Who's this? Let's see. How long does roofing maintenance take? Like, you're not going to get that in like SEO. I'm not sure. Something you can scroll down a little bit.
Yeah. Or how long does it take to do a roof leak repair in Cassidy? Cassidy's just north of Nanaimo. Like that's how cool this thing is. And so these kind of questions here are the questions that will show up in LLMs or get you cited in LLMs because these are what people are asking before they go look for a local service. They're doing their research in ChatGPT, OpenAI, and this.
Look at that. Who is a roofing contractor in Ladysmith who is open this weekend? Like that's a money keyword. Look at that.
Yeah, right. And so this here, you think, holy fuck, that's going to have zero to no search volume. Yeah, 0 to no search volume. But we know that the people searching it are looking for exactly what you have.
And that's exactly the kind of supplemental information that the AI overview AI engines are going to love to pull in.
Yeah. And Josh, you said it great earlier. LLM and like OpenAI and that they're using RAG. Google's so far beyond that. And so these companies who don't have the tech advantage that Google's had building over the last 30 some odd year or 20 some odd years.
The billion, literally $1 billion they probably spent on their content. It's called Knowledge. They're indexing, crawling, and they put it into a giant AI. It's called the Knowledge Trap, KG.
Exactly. Now, because other LLMs outside of Google don't have that tech, when you make a page that's written for specifically that question, it's in the title, and you got schema in there, and you write it out, you'll get showing up for those. And you get all of this built. I think we have 60 keywords. Literally, how long was that? That was like, I don't know, must have been only like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Sometimes I talk and I lose track of time. So that's all there. From
Ryan? Talk and lose track of time. No.
Right? What else is new? And so what we would do is now I'm going to go find just a roofing company in Nanaimo. let's take
How about
roofing.
Nanaimo Roofing Company?
Yeah, these guys won't rank anywhere else but Nanaimo for that.
Mm.
I'm going to do Erickson Roofing because I just like the name Erickson for some reason. All right, so let's open this guy up. If I click here, will it bring me to there? I want this in Maps. Is there a hacky way to open this in Maps? There we go.
There we go.
Oh, there's Nanaimo, long and skinny.
All right. All right, cool. So I'm going to select this Erickson Roofing. And so in labs, there's two things I love about labs. One, it will tell you if you're ranking for the keyword and if you're ranking in all 6 LLMs. But if you're going to be in the aspect of, going and adding brands that you want to service, we don't charge you for how many brands you have in here. It's just for what you use in credits, which in all honesty, there's no reason why you should pay just to have the label of a company in your tracker. Pay for what you use. We didn't like the idea of having kind of like a rev share on a company. So we take this. I'm not going to do the competitors right now, but this does do a competitor analysis. It's going to come up with some keywords. Dope. The one that I want to add in, did I grab that from the keywords everywhere? I will grab that after. So we'll set these up.
Yeah, remember when I said that people are more motivated by fear of loss than by potentially gaining something?
Mm-hmm.
If you add in the competitors, it's even better, because if you can show that this client, this lead, that, hey, you aren't being seen in the LLMs, but these competitors of yours are, that is going to really light a fire in their ass, because they want to be seen above their competitors.
Look, free estimates in the new Spain. Fucking fire. That is dope. All right. So we got some of the ones in here. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to open up Erickson Roofing. I'm going to throw some keywords in here. Where's my manage? Those are in there. I'm going to add another one. Wicked. All right, cool. So we go into there. We're going to run a scan. I'm just going to run it on all of them. I am feeling lucky. Sorry about your credit card bill. All right, so this is going to go through. It's going to scan all the keywords that we've set up for this.
No brand mention detected. Look at that.
No brand mention detected.
They're not being seen anywhere.
That's like the opposite of what we want on Be Found Everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting, the invisibility is going down. So this is going to, we're running quite a lot of keywords checking coming. This is going to take a hot second. But the idea is that you can literally find out all the keywords that you should have in your campaign. This tool, look, it tells you these are the ones you should go for first. These are the most value. It's based off the SERP intent, how many people are looking for it, the volume, the cost per that click to show the value behind it. Josh, I feel like I never do a good job explaining how cool the conversion rate percentage on here. Do you want to elaborate that in a little bit?
Sure. So I made an API out of that. It was out of the Orcas 1 study, which was an 11 million data point study. And I built a vector, a model out of that, an engine out of that. And so these are it was what do they call it? Not a fully guided study, but a partially guided study, partially watched. So they watched 11 million searches, and people did a search, and they watched where they clicked, and they watched they came back, or they watched they made it a purchase. So it is a very good scientific estimate of a conversion rate. It can be as much as 50% off. So that could be as high as 1% or 2% conversion rate on that particular one. Mm-hmm. And there's factor reasons for that. Some of them are completely temporal, like is it Black Friday? Conversion rates go up, those kinds of things. Is the economy bad right now? Those kinds of things, it goes down. But it's not going to be any more than that off, like 0.5% off. So it's a really good idea. Like remember in the industry before something like this, people would be like, I guess it's 5%. Like we would just make wild guesses in SEO of what the conversion rate is. We actually have no idea. So I wanted to actually add some science to the mix. So that is it's from an 11 million row study. So it is quite statistically significant.
Wicked.
And look at the year-over-year trend too. So like, even though the conversion rate is 1.5%, we got a 6.16 CPC. What's the EMR? 8,784.
Yeah, that's the estimated monthly revenue. So that is taking all that data into account and making an educated guess as to what you would charge in that particular vertical. And I think that's a pretty reasonable guess of $9,000 gross a month for that keyword alone on flat roofing Nanaimo, I think.
For a flat roof,
And
yeah. I think about some of the mansions up here, and there's no way that you would get that. But it isn't like this is 100%. Money is it's telling you money's left on the table. Competition's low on it. Look at that. This little pop up. Adjust traffic 870. I don't quite.
so what is that year-over-year trend? That's down 45%. So is this something that you would really want to pour a whole lot of resources into?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, Kyle, because I have something to show you. This is not even planned. Can I share my screen for a second?
Yeah, let me just finish the demo on this side of the lab stuff.
Well, actually, what I have to say is like 5 seconds. You can just come back to this.
Perfect. I will unshare.
So I actually added this in because this was a bit misleading. And so I've actually added this in here. You can see it here. I'll make it bigger so you guys can see.
You have the trend line.
That's what she said.
Yeah, we added the trend line.
Oh,
so
dope.
even though this is down 57% for roofing Los Angeles, for example, if you click out here, you can go right to Google Trends and be like, actually, it's higher than it's ever been for some reason. It's still like this line here is higher than this line where it was for years.
What's that big that peak right there for? Is that in our rainy season? When was that?
Was that when the fires were?
No, that was
maybe
just,
January 25th to 31, just the beginning of this year.
Rainy season.
So for some reason, yeah, it's really weird. For some reason, this is up here at Roofing Los Angeles.
Rainy season. That's when everybody realized their roof is leaking, and they're calling roofers.
United States gives a slightly different story, but still the same kind of slope.
Yeah.
And you can look here to, of course, this is all free, right? You can look here to roofing company. You don't see any like rain. I was looking for rain damage here or something like that. Roofing near me, roofing repair. So maybe repair related. It could have been fire related, possibly. But yeah, so you can check those out. You can pay the credits to have the spark line actually embedded, and then you can be like, oh, okay, now I have much more context when it says it's up or down. You know, if the data exists, I can see, oh, well, it's still quite up compared to where it was. And you can also just click this and check it in, double check that in Google Trends.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting that a lot of stuff is actually up. Apparently, a lot of people are getting into roofing here in Los Angeles for some reason.
Well, when the economy's
rainy season,
and when the economy's down, people get into business for self. Roofing's a really easy one to get into if you're a laborsman. I would almost think that maybe that's why it's going up, because the need's going up for it. But maybe that doesn't.
Yeah. I can tell you why, because you can make $100,000 a month doing it.
Nice. I'm moving to Los Angeles. I'm getting.
Look at this. Look at this CPC. It's $35 a click, and there's 2,400 searches. If you are getting 30% of that traffic, which if you're in the AI overview, you'll get more than 30% of the traffic. We've measured up to 70-80% of the traffic.
Facts.
You can easily make $100,000 a month doing this, and that shows you why the CPC is so high. And that shows you also that the competition in Google is medium. It's not just low competition. So anyway, I just wanted to show that we added that because you had specifically mentioned, Kyle, your specific question on that. We actually added that so people can check.
That's great. Thanks for showing us.
Yeah.
All right. So the report on these have finished. You can see here are the keywords that we ran. Here's kind of the breakdown of how the reports and what they showed for affordable roof replacement in IMO. They only showed up in Claude and in ChatGPT, and other ones, they maybe did a little bit better. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go look at the analytics. Sorry, not the analytics. I want the history. And you can kind of see here are the last reports. Now, these reports break down the actual individual searches. Obviously, we got a couple pages here because we did a couple keywords. If we look at one of these, we're going to look at affordable roof replacement for Gemini. It says you're not showing up. That's not great. So we can diagnose and fix it with a click of a button. So I click that button. It's now going to go through and say why, and it will actually give you the step-by-step on what you need to do to fix that. So it's telling you what types of businesses are coming through. You're a friendly roofer, best on top roofers in Nanaimo, because they are included in relevant keywords. They have strong local SEO. They likely have a Google business profile, positive reviews, and local citations. Local citations can really play into that. The reasons Erickson's Roofing is not showing up is their website might not be optimized for the keywords. We can go and look at their page, but we'll just assume that, obviously this is accurate. So they got weak SEO. So that's one thing, is they got to be a more topic.
Look at that one, because that's the first thing I noticed when we navigated to the GVP was their reviews were bad compared to their competitors.
Let's take a peek at that. So they're at a 4.
I noticed that too. Yeah, they don't have they don't have
yeah
4 point something. They have a 4, and they have some nasty reviews down there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it nailed it right there.
Yeah. So sentiment plays into it. People want, good service, and they'll use the tools to look into that. The lack of local presence, the weak or missing Google business profile, negative reviews online. So obviously the rank is not up, calls that out. And a lack of local citations could hurt their local presence. Actionable steps. Booyah, what you need to do. Optimize website content. Rewrite website content to prominently feature keywords like roofing, roof replacement, affordable, and Nanaimo. Create a dedicated page about roof replacement services in Nanaimo. This is something we've talked about a couple times, building out a local city service infrastructure. If we look back at our keyword plan here, if it's like from this page to this page, I'm typically going to have 2 pages that I'm building out. If you're kind of spamming it out that way. So each of these, to be easily gobbled up by LLMs, should have an isolated page for it.
I mean, of course, roof leak repair and roofing contractors are completely different pages for sure.
You'd be surprised how many people just try to shove those into HTs and HTs on one page, though.
I know, because there's a bunch of people out there, Kyle Roof, who say you can do that. Where sure you can do that, but it's like you're cutting off your nose to spite your face. Like you're trying to rank 3 pages in one page, and they're all that's called keyword cannibalization. They're all cannibalizing against each other.
Exactly. And you can think of each web page as a data point that someone will write a footnote about your company. So if I have a page that's written for each of these, we have a page that says, here's our quotes, here's how we do it. We got a page that says, we do leaking repairs in Nanaimo. Each page just gives the Laudel's graph another data point on what your company does. You might, because you have the burden of seeing the back end of your site, might feel that's crazy to do it that way. But in terms of what the user sees and how they search and how LLMs will go and look at this data, it's the most optimal way to do it. So optimize website content, booyah, and then build local SEO. Claim and optimize their Google business profile. One of the biggest things sometimes that companies do is they use the wrong business category, or they're using a shared address that has other companies with the same business type. That can get you filtered out. Encourage customer reviews, positive reviews. That's a big one here. I bet if these guys just got like a bunch of positive reviews, they jump up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Citations are dope. You could probably get on the news. And then analyze the online presence of competitors like 3D established roofing. Cool. So what I love about this tool is that you can tell by what it's giving you here that it's looking at the other local businesses. It's telling you the difference between you and them in a bird's eye view, so you can get some actionable information. So what you would do then is go and execute on these steps. You would get them done, and I would come back later and rerun this and check it out.
That's exactly how you do it. Yeah.
Is fire.
He actually has a lighter. Well, boys, I think we've informed the world here of everything that needs to be informed.
I think so. Yeah, I mean, there is literally nobody else doing things like this here, and it's not just like this software. Like it's not just use labs, use keyword agent, but again, just a plug. Josh's group, which Ryan and I are also in there, constantly talking and helping people out and stuff, is where you're going to get more of this information. Like Ryan said, people are not talking about this on public Facebook groups. You're not going to find this in like SEO Signals Lab or whatever freaking dipshit group is out there. All the good information is going to be in a private Discord group or a private Microsoft Teams group. Yeah,
I think that's the last thing we should definitely make a strong point on that is people don't realize, and I get it. I'm Gen X, so I kind of half understand, but I'm not really a millennial, but I think for the millennials on, I think everyone is used to good information being free on YouTube. There's still a lot of good information free on YouTube, but not in rocket surgery, not in brain surgery, not in how to be an engineer, and not really in SEO. It used to be the kind of thing where you could just give 10 tips and get by, but all the information had to be privatized. Otherwise, Google just, you're doing that, are you okay? They would tell you. I've literally spoken to Google employees who are like, yeah, we read that form, then we find out what we're going to stop, then we stop it. Like that, I'm not lying. That is directly to my face. You can Google that. They've said that to other SEOs as well. You cannot say really in public a lot of what's going on. We can give a lot of strategy and tips like we have, and for the really resourceful people, you can take what we've said and you kind of run with it. But if anything we said confused you, you got to join. I'm not saying join my private group, but you got to join a private group because that's where all the real good information is going to be.
And I'm going to say join Josh's group because there is real information. I've been in there pretty much for the breadth of my SEO career, and the research is top tier. It's like they do the tests in house, they read the data in house. It's not regurgitated. It's all done inside there. Definitely worth its weight in gold.
Yeah, well, like we literally just proved like these quote unquote black hat tactics that people are saying don't work are working. Like using Google properties, using shitty traffic and stuff like this. Like this is stuff that the White Hats are telling you not to do, stuff that you're going to be laughed out of the group at if you join like SEO Students Lab or something. And we're like, hey, here's the proof. This is working. Like it's how I get map embeds to work. Like, I'm sure you hear people say, oh, map embeds don't really have been 24 hours. If you use the same traffic that we did to, to get these other properties ranking and rank increase like we did, just put that over to your map embeds, and that's what works. And again, you are going to be laughed out of a group if you tell people to do this on some Facebook group or something.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think that's about it. Unless there's any other questions, we can go ahead and wrap this up. This is a super long show.
Hold on.
Biofusion says that site seems pretty cool. It does seem pretty cool.
I would agree.
It is pretty cool. We're glad you noticed that.
I'm not biased at all.
Yeah. Cool.
All right.
So yeah, if we're there's no more questions, I mean, gentlemen, it's been great talking to you. I think we can wrap this up for today.
Pleasure was ours, sir.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to learn more, go to bfeai.com or go to undergroundseouniversity.com.
Yeah, underground-seo-university.com. Yeah.
There you go. So learn more.
Or you can search that and you'll find me. Maybe not that site yet. I haven't indexed it yet, but I will be doing SEO in there. So if you're like, does Josh know what he's doing? And this is months later, go see that site and see if I followed up and made pages on it.
Yeah, we'll be sure to drop.
See how the pages are doing.
Yeah, we can drop the link to that in the video description as well once it's out.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I think I'm gonna wrap it up here, and so everybody on YouTube, keep following us for more information. Check out bfeai.com, Underground SEO University, and I will talk to you guys later.
One last thing, Kyle, are we doing the show on Green Hat next week, or are we gonna do it again on my channel next week?
We're gonna do it on Green Hat again next week, and if you want, we can do it on yours, and then eventually we'll port this over to BFE to the Beefy YouTube.
Sure. I mean, there'll be videos released of all of this on all over the place. But if you want to watch live, watch here in a week. Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Get your questions in. We'll tell you anything, and you can get $5,000 worth of SEO consulting in 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, I charge $1,500 an hour to consult.
$1,500. I only charge $1,000 an hour.
You gotta up that. That's a rookie numbers, Josh. Get up those numbers.
Warms the cockles of my heart.
Cool. Okay, I'm gonna end the live stream here. Yeah, I guess we'll talk to everybody later.
See you, everyone. Don't forget, be fire.
Hell yeah.
I don't know.
Be fire.
Okay, live stream stops.
Nice.